My fellow Nigerians, as your future president and as a big supporter of Peter Obi for president in 2027, I present to you episode 9 of my Obi Readings series. Episode 9 is from Obi's post titled Corruption in Sports, a reflection of Nigeria's deeper malaise, posted on X at 10:21 a.m. on October 27, 2025. Please listen as I read. While we continue to grapple with insecurity, poverty, and the rising unemployment among our youths, the most heartbreaking reality remains the entrenched corruption that permeates every facet of our nation, especially in the critical sectors that could help lift Nigeria in these challenging times. FIFA's recent revelation about the mismanagement of funds released to Nigeria's Football Federation, that's the NFF, for stadium development and youth talent growth is both sickening and shameful. It perfectly mirrors the broader decay in how our scarce national resources are handled. I am certain that further investigations will reveal even worse realities than what we currently know. I recall vividly that during my time as governor of Anambra State, I received officials from the Sports Federation who visited and informed us that Oka had been selected as one of 6 geopolitical locations for the construction of a FIFA standard stadium to be fully funded by FIFA. We immediately allocated land for that purpose, and they assured us that the project would be executed through the Federal Ministry of Sports. That was the last we heard of it. Believing that such a major project was on the way, we channeled our resources toward constructing mini stadiums across the state to encourage grassroots sports. We commissioned the Chuba Ikpeazu Memorial Stadium in Onitsha, as well as the Godwin Achebe Stadium in Onitsha South, among others. Years later, nothing came of the promised FIFA project, which prompted us to initiate the construction of the Oka Stadium ourselves. Seeing the recent news about funds released by FIFA to Nigeria to develop talent and improve youth sports, I am deeply disappointed by such blatant squandering of opportunities. I've always maintained that those who accuse us of demarketing Nigeria for speaking the truth and exposing corruption are the very ones who thrive on corruption and deceit. The real demarketers of Nigeria are the incompetent leaders who have forced their way to wealth through the mismanagement and theft of public funds, resources that should have been used to provide schools, healthcare, and employment for our youths and to nurture their talents. Since 2013, about 25 million US dollars has reportedly been received by the NFF from FIFA and CAF, funds meant for the development of football and youth sports in our country. Yet there is little or nothing to show for it. The so-called 1.2 million US dollar stadium in Kebbi State is a national embarrassment. The structure in no way reflects the funds claimed to have been spent on it. We cannot continue to watch our sports decline while corruption flourishes. Our youths are our most prized assets, yet we have destroyed their future and then turned around to label them Yahoo boys, when in truth, the leaders who have robbed them of their future are the real Yahoo of our nation. This is yet another shameful reflection of the corruption we have allowed to take root in Nigeria. If we truly desire to rebuild our country, we must begin with integrity and accountability in every aspect and sector. Until then, our nation will continue to crawl where it should be soaring. A new Nigeria is possible. End of text. Now, I've said before that we need the death penalty in Nigeria for corruption, like what obtains in China. Until our politicians and public officials know that there will be deadly consequences, literally, for corruption, they will unfortunately continue to be corrupt. In fact, renowned Kenyan Pan-Africanist professor Patrick Lumumba recently said that the younger generation of African leaders will be worse than the current and older generations because the younger ones have learned from the older ones and the current ones. I don't totally agree, but the prospect of that happening alone is really scary and should be one more reason why the good and upright people among us get involved in politics and governance. That's practically the only way corruption will be properly dealt with in Nigeria, be it at the local government level or the state government level or at the federal government level, such as in this FIFA and NFF case. And that's why we must elect Peter Obi as our president in 2027. May God bless Peter Obi, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.